Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jedi, Sith, and everything in between. Even you, all you YouTube wannabe haters. Welcome to another edition of the realest podcast in a galaxy far, far away that is action-packed, fully stacked, and totally jacked. Stole that from my boy Johnny Silver. Shout out to Johnny Silver. We are the new Force Order
for life
podcast, a Star Wars podcast by us, three of the sexiest, baddest MFers in a galaxy far, far away, aka the fans. And this podcast is done for you, the fans. I am 1/3 of the NFO. I am a multi-time champion, aka two belt holding right now. People can call me Greeky Two Belts. I am GGP, Greek God Papadon. And with me, I have two very distinguished, honest, and smart, good-looking gentlemen. One of them is very malicious. Very pissed off. He loves to give into the hate. He'll chop you up and charge you by the pound. And the other is a smart, witty, clever, attractive, overcharges your insurance medical droid. Guys, drop the deal. Let them know.
I am the Dark Lord of the podcast, the Sith Ari, the Rampaging Reverend Kist, the Butcher, your boy Spiro, aka Darth Spiridon.
And I am smarter than 21B, more technical than FX7, and the guy who doesn't believe in the bullshit diagnosis of hibernation sickness, Dr. Destroyo, Alex Arroyo.
Woo! 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 Anyhow, let me just make this straight out right now, right out the gate. I'm going to let all the fans know the new Force Order podcast is not your typical podcast. If you're under the age of 18, you might not want to listen to this podcast. There's going to be some vulgar language. We apologize in advance, but we're just guys who are talking shop like we would in any wrestling locker room or any bar or any dirty-ass cantina where the scum and villainy hang out. But the one thing I'm going to tell you is this. The new Force Order, the NFO, does not, I repeat, does not try to get themselves over on Star Wars. What we do is we try to get Star Wars more over with you, the fans. That is our mission statement. That is the truth. And that is why we will continue to fight the good fight against this toxic, diverse, divided fandom and try to set everybody straight and let everybody know there is only one Monoena Pragma, one thing better than Star Wars.
And that's more fucking Star Wars.
Thank you.
That's right.
You, sir, are a professional. Yalla Baba. So, guys, let me ask you this. Last week, Star Wars all the rage. New trailer, episode 9. Everybody was like, woo, we love it. And then you have the select few who are like, it sucks. Click my link. Clickbait. So, since then, you would think it would calm down. But, nah. The plot, just like they say in Scream, the plot thickens. This week, we have a plethora of news bits, tidbits, news things, whatever you want to call them. Boys, do you know what the hell I'm rambling on about?
There's a lot of things you're rambling on about. We have a cornucopia of things to choose from this evening. Cornucopia. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Actually, Halloween's right around the corner. But it's close, goddammit, because I'm shopping already. Let's
Are you
start
dressing up?
for Halloween?
Yes.
Of course, duh. Stupid question.
What are you wearing?
You have to, bro. You have to.
Clearly, we're doing the movie Cars from Pixar. The Cars theme. My son's gonna be Lightning. My wife's gonna be Mater. Well, my fiance. She's not my wife yet. My baby's gonna be Cruz. It's all good. I'm gonna be Mac, the truck, and I have a refrigerator box behind me that is spray painted today that I'm gonna carry on wheels.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be dope. Anyway, of course, they'll be all over Facebook and Instagram. You know that. Doctor _Destroyo. Follow me on Instagram.
What about you there, Butcher? Are you getting dressed up?
Yeah.
I saw your mask that you threw up. That was a pretty cool mask.
Yeah, that was just for that night.
The Purge.
Doesn't matter. That was cool.
Yeah. But I'm gonna be going, believe it or not, as myself.
Scariest thing I've heard all day.
Yeah, exactly. I've been trying to piece together something. I will be on Thanksgiving in some shape or form. A dark Sith Lord who would be rightfully called the Butcher. Watch for it.
On Thanksgiving or Halloween? Which one?
Fucking both, man. Every day. Every fucking day, bro. But just, yeah, man. Watch for that.
Well, let me ask you a question, okay? The real star of the podcast, your daughter, is she going to be dressed up?
Yeah. She's going to be a werewolf this year.
Nice. So, and both your kids are going to be Cars, right?
Mine, yeah.
Okay, cool. Very cool.
What about your boys and girls?
Well, I don't know what the girls are dressing up as. I know one of my girls went to school with her friends. They did like a group outfit, and they made their own like Winnie the Pooh outfits with like tutus and T-shirts. It was really cool. It looked really nice. But my boys, one of them is going to be a ninja. The other one is going to be Marshall from Paw Patrol. So
nice. Cool. How about you?
I don't get dressed up. I have a jumpsuit that I've been wearing the last, X amount of years of my life. And every year I say I'm going to get a stencil. And over the numbers in the back, I'm going to write husband. But I keep forgetting. But nice. More news. More importantly, more news about Star Wars out this week. I mean, I don't know where to start. So I'm going to start at the beginning of news that actually came out last week after we filmed, recorded, whatever you want to say. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? For all you hundreds and thousands of people that download our podcast on Podbean, on Stitcher, on iTunes, on the brand, Vince Russo's network, and now we're on Fanta Tracks also. I want you to understand something. We also have a YouTube channel, so you can see our beautiful faces, not only listen to our sexy voices, and look at us and mesmerize at our beauty on YouTube, and it's very simple. The name of the podcast is called New Force Order. The name of the channel on YouTube is called New Force Order.
That's fucking brilliant.
Oh, they're like they
That was
say in
smart.
my cousin Vinny. Identical. You guys know what I'm talking about? You have no
Yes.
idea.
Yep.
All right. So, identical. Anyhow, 11/15, November 15th. Jedi Fallen Order is coming out. Have you guys seen any of the trailers, any of the footage of the game?
Definitely.
Of course, it looks amazing.
Well, why don't you enlighten me? Because I haven't seen anything. And enlighten the scruffy nerf herders.
You're the video game guy.
Well, listen, man. What I've seen is graphically, technically, the game is shaping up to be something pretty cool. Like we said before, it seems to be something along the lines of God of War meets what the fuck was that other game? Whatever the fuck God of War meets, you know that it's gonna be awesome. So it looks like a pretty cool third person immersive expansive game that takes you across fucking planets. It looks like it's gonna be great, man.
Very cool. Very cool. What was the name of the character?
Cal Kestis.
And he's a Padawan that survived Order 66. And he was in hiding, and now he's out of hiding.
That's
Yeah.
the deal.
Now, does Vader make an appearance in the game or anything like that?
I
know
don't
this-
know.
Second Sisters, right? The main baddie.
Yeah, the Inquisitors.
Gotcha.
Yep.
That drops November 15th, but 4 days later on the Plus of Disney, we're getting our show, The Mandalorian. Doc, the schedule dropped. I think you have it in front of you.
I do.
What are the dates?
Not only the schedule is dropped, but that trailer, which we'll speak about in a second. But episode 1, November 12th, followed quickly by episode 2, November 15th. So only 3 days later.
Oh, wow.
Okay, nice.
Then a week later, November 22nd, November 29th, December 6th, the 13th, December 18th, 5 days later, and then the 27th, which is going to be 9 days later. So they're probably trying to push it back so it doesn't land on Christmas. 8 episodes, roughly a week apart. Some are 3 days, some are 5 days, some are 9 days, depending on what happens. But that's apparently what we're going to get. I'm excited. 8 episodes is going to be at least 8 hours. So that's, if not more, that's going to be pretty amazing. The new trailer looked really great. It looks, like the more so grim and gritty Star Wars that we really haven't seen very much of, which is a little less lighthearted than the Disney stuff that we're used to. So I'm pretty excited. I'm excited to bring back the death and destruction.
Yes.
Some badass shit to Star Wars. So hopefully
Hell
this
yeah.
will redeem whatever, things that need to be redeemed in certain people's eyes.
Yeah.
And then we could all move forward with the fantastic show.
Hell yeah. Quick question now. Do you guys think that it's going to be 8 episodes for the season, or depending on how it does, are they going to add some more episodes?
No, it's going to be 8. They're already filming season 2. Got renewed for season 2 already.
Sweet.
Now
Awesome.
it's going to be 8-hour-long episodes, not an 8-hour episode.
Oh, not 6 hours long.
This fucking guy.
I must explain it to you guys 4 times. Like, they missed a comma. It's just that's all it is.
Oh,
No
man.
one's gonna watch an episode for 6 hours. That'd be fucking painful.
So
That
there's
shit was hilarious.
before I get into the news about the Mandalorian, and this is where we're gonna have a little fun with this and massage it. Spiro, what were your takes on the trailer?
Fucking trailer looked awesome. You got a little bit more of a feel. You know what? It doesn't look like it's only gonna be, all action, death and destruction. It looks like there's gonna be an intelligent story. I get the feeling that we're in for something epic, something smart. We're gonna get some characters that by the end of it will be memorable. I get the feeling that what they're doing with the Mandalorian, at least based on the trailers, is that they're going for this like masked man that nobody really knows kind of thing. And like I said before, he seems to have this like Batman vibe to him, and I think it's awesome. They showed that one scene where that lady was about to take his helmet off. I don't know if she's his fucking lover or something, but they actually cut to another shot, before she actually took it off. I don't know if it's something that they're gonna have us guessing for the whole season, but remember, there's this thing about that the first episode I think there's going to be a universe wide, or I think it's more fitting to say galaxy wide spoiler concerning what though.
Ah, there you go. We're on the same wavelength. I would say you stole my thunder, but I didn't even get a chance to have any thunder yet. So you're still in the safe zone, my friend, which means that you're not giving it for Jin.
I'm not gonna even attempt to make that sound effect.
What the? The last time I heard that sound effect come out of Doc, he ate too many beans and he ran to the porta potty. And that's what you heard. That was the bean shooting out his behind.
Nice.
Well, listen, they said that there's going to be a major spoiler, right? That's going to have major ramifications on the galaxy or moving forward. I don't know. And there's a lot of speculation going around. I was talking to my buddy Crowbar from WCW, Chris Ford, today about it. He was supposed to come on the show just to talk shop with us. Unfortunately, he was working late. He's a physical therapist. So he got stuck with clients, so he couldn't make it. Shout out to him. I said to him, do you think it could be the Battle of Jakku? And they actually show a physical Battle of Jakku. Then he just blew my mind with what he came up with, because I was just being sensible. But he took it to left field and hit a grand slam with all these theories. And I want to share it with you. So here we go. He goes, maybe the Mandalorian is the template for the Sith army, the Sith troopers.
Oh, shit.
Right? He goes, maybe he's the one who dropped Rey off on Jakku. Maybe he rescued Palpatine from the Dar or transported him to the unknown regions.
Wait. Hold up. I got to stop you real quick. Let's rewind a few episodes back. Didn't I mention that it was possible because there's a plot that involves a baby or a child, right?
It's a child, but here's the kicker. I was watching a video today. I think it was it Star Wars Theory? I don't know who it was. It was somebody, one of the channels that we like, and they credited Star Wars Explained with this. Maybe it was Star Wars Explained, and the wife of the two, I forgot her name, said this. But maybe the kid in the video with the hood on that's reaching out in the trailer, maybe that's a young Mandalorian, because his name is not the Mandalorian. They won't tell us his name.
Yeah.
Right now he's just known as the Gunslinger or the Mandalorian or whatever. But maybe it's him. Instead of him rescuing a little child or doing the right thing for the little child, like your typical Western or samurai movie or whatever, where his conscience comes into play. Maybe that's what everyone's thinking. But that little kid is really him when he was younger. You know what I mean? I thought that was a nice little twist of fate, maybe a little out of the box thinking.
I'm gonna say, and I said this quite a few episodes ago, I wouldn't be surprised if he was the one that was contracted to drop off Rey or something along those lines.
Well, there's some more theories he threw at me. He goes, maybe he's the one who delivered the Death Star 2 plans to the rebellions. And I told him, I said, yeah, maybe he's the one who killed all the freaking Bothans to take the Death Star 2 plans and then collect the reward. That'd be badass, like a real swerve. He goes, maybe something with Luke's lightsaber. Maybe he was tracking Han's bounty. I said, yeah, the lightsaber thing is cool. Maybe he's the one who gave it to Maz Kanata. He found it. Maybe he was tracking Han, as a bounty in Empire, but got there too late and found the lightsaber instead and gave it to Maz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, I fucking heard that too.
Hold on. Apano, Tora. Go.
Skata.
I don't know. I mean, those are just little tweaks that Chris Ford threw at me, and I thought they were great ideas. Um,
Hey, listen, they could shoehorn him into a lot of different situations, and if they really want to make him relevant in the Star Wars universe and make him a major player, they could do all that shit. They can make him find a lightsaber. They can make him drop off Rey. They could tie him to the original, trilogy. They could tie him to the new trilogy. There's so many loops and so many holes that he can go through. It's easy. Or they could kind of forget all that stuff, which I doubt, because I know Johnny Fav said that he really wanted to make this, make the ties make sense and have a lot of them happen. So my guess is that we're going to see a lot of surprises and a lot of throwbacks and a lot of things that they just kind of put him into to make it make sense. I just don't want them to force some stupid things. A few things here and there would be cool, but listen, don't make the guy the center of the force.
Well, supposedly there might be some cameos from stars from Rebels in the show. It's 5 years after after Return of the Jedi. So the galaxy's in disarray. I think there might be even something to do with Mandalore, because in the trailer, what's his name, Herzog, the guy who's playing the Empire dude, goes to him, is the world a better place since the rebellion? Or you know what I'm saying? He didn't say the galaxy, he said the world. So you think he's talking about Mandalore's suffering since the demise of the Empire? Maybe something happened to the planet of Mandalore?
Possible.
I think we'll see the Darksaber.
Oh God, I hope so, man. That would be sick.
Awesome. I think we'll see some references to Luke Skywalker as well. That would be cool. Maybe not see him, but just references,
Mm-hmm.
I would pop if Ahsoka Tano's in it. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That would be great.
So I don't know. I mean, we have so much. I mean, the one good thing and the one consistent thing that I can say about the last two Star Wars trailers, one being for Episode 9 and one thing being for Mandalorian, they both showed a ton, yet revealed nothing. Right. We still don't know what the storyline for either is, but we're still chomping at the bits to find out, and we can't wait till November and December to get our taste and see what the hell is going on. So I really think, these episodes and the people who are directing them are star-studded directors. It's not some guy who directed Debbie Does Dallas or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You have Ron Howard's daughter, Bryce Dallas Howard. You have Taika Waititi. You have the director, I forgot his name, who did the movie Dope, which is a great film. You have Dave Filoni directing 2 episodes. I mean, all-star studded cast. I mean, the guy has freaking a carbon freeze chamber in his ship, and he has an Ugnaught, and one of those little Ugnaughts in the ship with him, freezing all the bounties in carbonite. That's fucking badass, dude. Pretty sick.
Oh, man, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I'm telling you.
It's going to be good. Well, so now the question is, obviously we're going to watch them, one by one and just pick them off and then and discuss them.
Say again?
I said, obviously we're going to watch them one by one and then pick them off and discuss them.
Oh, absolutely. We will do a Mandalorian episode review show.
For every episode, right?
For every episode.
Awesome.
We'll get together and we'll do that. We'll do an episode 9 review. We're definitely going to give the fans what they want. And what they want is...
more fucking Star Wars.
Absolutely. But they want an honest take on it. Now, our take may not be your take, but we respect your take and we respect your opinion. We're not going to shun you for it. And neither should you shun anybody else who doesn't agree with your opinion. See, that's the difference between us and other YouTube hosts that venture into the Star Wars lore, who just like to hate and love to spew negativity. Now, I could sit here and put them on blast like we've done in the past, but you know what? Fuck it. Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Fuck you. Fuck him. Mike Zero with your fake news.
Fuck him. You know what? Fuck Jeremy and his fucking bitch ass cronies, man. You know, and when they spew their fucking hate, it comes off as so fake and scripted. It's like, come on, man. Jesus.
I saw a video that this guy did about the dislikes about Episode 9 trailer. saying 60,000 people disliked the trailer, and that's way more than Episode 7 only had 20, and then Rise of The Last Skywalker only had 40,000 dislikes. This has 60,000 dislikes. That means people don't like Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. But he glanced over the fact very quickly that close to 400,000 people in 24 hours loved the video. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
because it's all negative. It's all negative.
So about 500,000, 500,000 people, let's say. Let's be 400,000 to 500,000 people who watched it in the first 12 hours of the video drop, loved it. 1 or 2% of those people hated it. And he's dwelling on 1 or 2% because he thinks 60,000 people who hated it makes better clickbait material than presenting all the facts. Omitting a fact to push your own narrative is not being a good source for anything, whether it's news, whether it's a certain brand, a certain genre. All that is being a clickbaiting bitch. And you know what, dude, I don't know you personally, but I am guaranteeing that the three of us, if we met you, we'd probably hit it off because we share a lot of point of views with all this SJW nonsense that's going on and all these liberal people who want to ruin everything and just sit back and complain because they're offended and they're butthurt. But when it comes to Star Wars, there's a fine line in the sand, and you keep crossing it, and you keep crossing it for personal gain. And when you do that, you're trying to get over on Star Wars, and we have to call you on your BS and say nobody gets over on Star Wars. We're all here to get Star Wars more over for everybody else.
The bottom line is there's a new fucking sheriff in town. There's actually 3 new sheriffs in town.
And we don't need no stinking badgers.
We sure don't.
But he's not the only one. There's other people like Nerdrotic, who's just a jack-off with glasses and an ugly, ratty-looking beard. And he might be a cool guy. I'm not hitting him personally. This is only on a professional level. Not looking to, go to jail because I just snuffed your ass. All I'm telling you is that you report on the negativity, and all you do is you critique. J.J. Abrams can't direct. Meanwhile, how much millions of dollars have your movies made? Oh wait, you're not a director. You can't critique.
Zero.
Exactly.
Zero.
Come on.
You know what? I actually subscribed a little bit ago to this channel, and I unsubscribed because there was nothing but fucking. I didn't see one episode on this guy's channel about anything positive, and all he did was just talk shit about Star Wars. The guy's name is John Talks. It's more like John Talks like shit. Okay, fucking idiot, man. Yo, dude, just shut the fuck up. Okay, I don't know you fucking personally, but you know what, man? I feel like smacking you across the fucking mouth.
Well, put it this way.
And he'll do it. He'll do it.
We'll all do it. Because we're men. We're not little twink boys who sit here and just like to complain. We're men. We're 40-year-old men. Doc's like 140 years old. He's the Yoda of the crew, But regardless of that,
that would be me.
I'd never let the truth get in the way of a good story or a joke. Anyhow, case in point is this. There's certain people out there that's causing a toxicity in the fandom. We say it every week. Now, if you guys want to go check out their channels, go ahead. And if you guys want to subscribe to them, go ahead. And you're only adding to the problem. But if you want to go check them out and give them a piece of your mind, you could tell them the NFO, the New Force Order, sent you.
Yeah.
And that you're representing us. And that you're representing the positivity of this fandom and the reason why we all love the galaxy far, far away. Because there are good podcasts out there. Star Wars Explains. Star Wars Only. Collider, Jedi Council. The Rule of Two on Collider. This is just to name a few that I would put over and watch and enjoy thoroughly. Star Wars Theory. Urban Acolyte. He's another dude who just comes out and says what he means. And you got to respect him for it. And he has his beef with whoever. But that's it. But look.
Did you guys know that the jerk-offs from Geeks and Gamers, one of them actually threatened to fucking smack him?
I'd like to see that happen.
And, the Prince from Urban Acolyte, I remember this. He went live. He walked outside of his home. He showed these motherfuckers where he was at, He showed them the fucking address and everything. You think he ever heard from that bitch ass?
Nope.
Of course not. Well, listen, I want to talk to you guys about some of these
Keyboard warriors.
These keyboard warrior SJWs. Unfortunately, you know, it's not Scarface and the Ghetto Boys Trick or Treat. Halloween did not fall on a weekend this year. It falling on Thursday. And there's been problems with Halloween. There's certain SJWs out there that are complaining. They're offended. And I'm throwing this over to my buddy, the Dark Sith Lord. Can you let the scruffy nerf herders out there know why these SJWs are all butthurt?
Let me tell you something, man, all right? Halloween happens to be my favorite holiday, all right? But every year, every season, there's always somebody who has a fucking problem. Either the white kid next door can go as fucking, you know, what's his name again? Black Panther, because he's appropriating culture, or, you know, some poor Asian kid cannot go as fucking, you know, Moana, or some white girl cannot, you know, so forth and so forth. But now, the big story this year is, okay, you know, stormtroopers. We should ban the stormtrooper costume because it's associated with fucking Nazis and shit. The fuck is that about? It's fucking Halloween. Let me tell you something. On Halloween, if you want to go and get dressed as Hitler himself, it's fucking Halloween, man. Yo, you got people dressing up as fucking vampires, as fucking slashers,
Satan,
the
fucking, devil himself,
the scum of the earth. Okay, you put on a fucking stormtrooper costume, and now you're the worst piece of shit.
Yep.
Fuck. Come on, man. Give me a fucking break.
Oh, I read that article and it was so fucking painful. I was getting more and more angry as I was reading it. You know, they're claiming that the origins of the stormtroopers were from the Nazi stormtroopers, and they gave a German name for it. And, you know, we shouldn't be putting over a culture that exterminated, or, you know, nearly exterminated a race. That's not the fucking point. First of all, George Lucas is Jewish, number one, and he fucking invented this whole shit, okay? So if he wanted to use the word
he don't look Jewish.
Stormtrooper to represent the evil in the universe, there was a reason for that. And when a kid puts on a stormtrooper outfit, they're not stating to everyone, hello, look, I'm a Nazi. They're fucking saying, hello, I like Star Wars, and I associate with the bad guys. Okay, so when you try to push your bullshit agenda on things that should be pure and things that should be, when you let a kid be a kid, you're a fucking moron, okay? And remember, like I said, Lucas was Jewish. The name Yoda.
Funny, he don't look Jewish.
The name Yoda derives from the Hebrew word Yodea, which means wise man. If you guys didn't know that, my father-in-law taught me that. He's a scholar. So George actually pulled in an enormous amount of things from his background and put them into this movie. And that's why it's so good, because we all know that when you create something, when you give a piece of yourself to it, and when you use your experiences for it, it makes it that much better. So if you want to go on this fucking thing, on this crusade to try to prevent kids from dressing as stormtroopers, because you know what? In 10 years, it's going to be, you know what? We're not going to make any costumes of any villains. We're just not going to do it, because villains are bad guys. So you're going to have to just dress as fucking, as Mufasa and as Simba. You can't be Scar.
Not even that, because if you're not, you know, basically if you're white and you dress as that, they'll probably say that you're appropriating culture because they're African animals, and get the fuck out of here.
More bullshit. So you won't find a Darth Vader
ban Halloween.
You won't find a Darth Vader costume on the shelves because people are going to complain. Well, he was a mass murderer, and we're hero-fying mass murder. Go fuck yourself. You know what? Shut the fuck up.
You know what the fucking saddest fucking part about it is? I don't see any Jews complaining. I don't see any black people complaining. I don't see any Asians. It's always some fucking self-loathing white liberal piece of fucking shit. Okay, fucking scum of the earth, human shit stains walking and shit, that are trying to push black people, Asians, Jews, or whoever the fuck, whatever race or religion group, it's always some fucking motherfucking sandal wearing, granola eating, fucking self-loathing white liberal douche. What the fuck? You know what? I think that next year I'm gonna dress up as one of them and see what the fuck they say.
You have to walk around with a sign that says "triggered."
Yeah, triggered and shit. You know.
Papa Don's been awfully quiet here. He's letting us
well, that's because I spoke a lot in the beginning of the podcast, and this is a team effort. I want to hear
your
your
voices on every
too.
podcast. So stop it.
No, but seriously, guys,
you're the glue, baby. You're the glue.
You know,
this fucking guy over here, his eyes turned red, gave in a little bit to the hate, became a fucking mean droid, and now he's taking it out on me. What did I do to you?
All right, they changed my programming. I apologize.
You better fucking apologize. I'll give you a fucking fresh one.
Frick there, baby.
Fucking cocksucker.
Listen, I don't do that play fighting you do. Okay, so.
Oh.
Excuse me, there, Doc.
You heard me.
You listen. You wouldn't be the first MMA guy I smacked around, so take it easy, there, guy. All right.
I'll be the first one that smacks your back. You fucking prick.
I don't think so. I'll hit you so hard, your fucking AARP check will be fucking coming early for you. Take it easy there, sunshine.
Ladies and gentlemen, like we said, this isn't your average podcast.
No, it isn't.
But seriously, man, why is there always somebody trying to suck the fun out of everything?
I'll tell you why. Because everybody wants to be the guy in the soapbox, like Stewie from fucking. I said the last podcast, Stewie from Mad TV. Look what I can do! Woo! Look at me! Yee! You know, they just want all eyes on them, and they're gonna bitch and moan and complain about something. You know, it is what it is. Like there's you know, what's going on now with WWE and the wrestler ACH, who's Miles.
Oh, drama.
Shit.
Yeah, with his T-shirt. You know what I mean? I know the guy. He's a cool dude. I mean, I've shared a few locker rooms with him. But from what I understand, he approved the T-shirt. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what people are saying. When they put a T-shirt out, has your likeness or your name on it, whether or not you own it, you still have to, you get some kind of approval on it. So if he approved it, then decided to do this on the back end, maybe he's just not happy.
He did say he approved it, but he saw it on a white T-shirt, not a black T-shirt. They presented him with it, so it didn't look.
I don't even know the full story. So.
I know. I heard the whole thing. I mean, I've been following it. It's fucking bizarre.
So when you change the color of the shirt, it changes everything.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I fucking get it. I get it.
Oh, you don't have to yell at me, man. I'm sorry.
You know, I get how it looks on a black T-shirt. But still, I really don't see it as something done purposely. No. I fucking just don't.
I agree.
You know.
And I got news for you. I've been in locker rooms at ACH. He's kind of a fucking dick. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Well, maybe to you because you're a mark, but to the boys are cool with the boys. So
I'm hardly a mark for anybody. I got news for you.
You're a mark for your wife. Stop it.
Well, that's beside the point.
Anyhow,
more news. Spandex.
Yeah. Let's not talk about your college years. How'd you get through medical school?
Let's I'm talking about now, not then. Okay.
Okay. I was just experimenting. I was just trying to feel myself, and I was a flower child.
Greeks invented experimenting.
Yeah, and we did, and you perfected it, Doc. Anyhow, couple more news things that came out last week. Before the big news that came out this week, Kylo comic, from Charles Soule came out showing that the Knights of Ren are not the students that left with Kylo Ren when all that shit went down and he killed everybody or allegedly killed everybody.
Allegedly.
Now it's being said that Han was mistaken with his story and that when he dropped the house or the hut on Skywalker, the remaining students chased him. They ran into the Knights of Ren, and they got killed by the Knights of Ren. And he ran to his only friend that was still left in the galaxy, which is Snoke. And Snoke took him under his wing and manipulated him to become the Knights of Ren. But it wasn't the first time the Knights of Ren tangled with Luke Skywalker or anybody from Luke's academy, because they had a story of him when he was younger, when he was still Ben Solo, and he first hooked up with Luke. And he fought the Knights of Ren. And there was a guy there who's not there anymore. Speaking of Knights of Ren.
Sorry,
guest
we had a run-in.
appearance.
We had a run-in.
That's Kyla. That's Kayla Oive.
Sorry, off track.
It's okay. Doc's like, yeah, later. Anyhow, haha. It's your wife there. You mother your kids. Well, not your wife. You sinner.
That's how she got there.
So
earned her spot.
Wow. So, him and Luke on a planet fought the Knights of Ren earlier on in Ben Solo's career, and what the original leader on the cover of the comic book has a red lightsaber. So there's some speculation that Kylo became the leader of the group after he took out the leader and killed him later on when he became Kylo Ren with Snoke.
So obviously the Knights of Ren are like they were already named the Ren prior to him being Kylo Ren. So there was potentially another Ren prior to Kylo Ren.
Yeah, I think it was Bobby Ren or Stevie
Bobby
Ren.
Ren, yeah.
So what's up?
Spanakopia Ren.
Yeah, Spanakopita Ren. That's exactly it.
Yo, so
Puzzo Ren.
Puzzo Ren.
That's your favorite.
Yeah, and Colara Ren, yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, but you know what I'm getting from this is two things. Snoke was obviously in Kylo's ear, the way Palpatine was in Anakin's. You know, again, the whole, history repeats itself. Also, I get the feeling that we're gonna get some tension and some Knights of Ren. One of them's gonna probably step up, thinking he could take out Kylo in the movie in episode 9, and we're gonna see a little bit of dissension there. That's my guess. I think that this book did a good job at planting a possible seed that'll bloom during episode 9.
Well, these guys have got to fucking do something. I mean, they've been touted. We've seen them briefly in episode 7. They've been touted for the last 6 years of how badass they were, how badass they look. What are they going to do? We're going to potentially see them in The Last Jedi. We did not. So if they show up for 2 seconds, it's going to suck. Hopefully there's some subplot with them, like you said, revolving around, Kylo. Maybe they want to usurp him, and now that he's a supreme leader, and not have him be the supreme Ren. They got to do something.
Didn't we read or hear something? Didn't we discuss in a prior episode about how Kylo Ren is their leader, but they're really loyal to Palpatine?
Could be. I think we discussed some theories about that.
Or something, yeah.
But I think what's going to happen is, I think they're going to call Alex, and Alex is going to do what he does best, and that's be Henry Hill, and tell them that Kylo killed Snoke and it wasn't Rey, and they're all going to start a mutiny. You know what I mean? Because, he likes to spill the beans and tell people and drop dimes because he's Henry Hill. It's okay, Henry. We still love you. But
but who aside from Rey knows that's alive about that?
That's it, unless they have video of the event.
Who knows?
YouTube shit, bro.
Yeah, right. Maybe there's a body cam. I don't know. Anyhow, more news came out. Tony Gilroy, the director who came in after what's his name? What's the original director's name from Rogue One? Come on, guys.
Wasn't it the
Ron
guy?
Howard.
No.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
Not the Godzilla guy, right?
Yeah, it is him.
Oh, is it Gareth Edwards?
Gareth Edwards, right. Very good. Thank you, Spiro. Thanks for contributing to Doc, you piece of crap.
I knew something.
Thank you. It's more than what Doc knows, that's for sure. He's too busy fantasizing about his wife right now. Thinking about sexy time later. Yeah. Gareth Edwards, supposedly the production was a mess. They couldn't finish the movie the right way. Just didn't click. This guy came in, cleaned it up, made Rogue One what it is right now. He's writing the Cassian Andor series, so I think that's pretty cool. And he did a great job with Rogue One, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with Cassian, because I thought he wrote him as a character pretty well in Rogue One. So, and as far as the chemistry between him and K2SO, I think that was pretty cool. I think they're going to dwell more on that as well. Still won't be as good as Han and Chewie, but
well, we'll see.
Fucking shut the fuck up.
We shall see.
Stop it, both of you.
Listen, they're going to have a little more time to develop that relationship than we have.
Little interference there.
So we'll see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, Dick.
Let me tell you, man. The great thing about Chewie is that the motherfucker got over with a roar, man. You know, you can't really understand what he's saying. You know,
Can you tell us how the roar sounds there, Spiro?
No,
come on, Spiro, please.
Yo,
just once,
please.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna make a fool of myself.
Listen, Doc makes a fool of himself with his Iron Sheik impression.
Yeah, and also my chicken, also my lightning, my chicken lightning.
But K2SO, you know, he's up there with my favorite droid. So I don't know.
Who's your favorite droid, Doc?
My favorite droid. Well,
the Hitachi magic wand.
The what?
The Hitachi magic wand.
Hitachi magic wand. I don't know, man. It might actually be. It's a tough call between R2 and K2SO, man.
All right.
To be honest.
Obi-Wan, the series, could start filming in the summer of 2020, and my phone just turned on by itself when I said Obi-Wan. Series just popped on. That was crazy. Ewan McGregor finally comes out.
He's
tells
gay?
It comes out. Why? You interested, Doc?
Listen, to each his own, bro. $20.
You want him to spot your train? Anyhow. Get it? Train spotting? Anyhow.
Yes.
Yes.
He came out and said, finally, after years of him lying to people, he could announce that he's going to be Obi-Wan again.
How do you keep that secret for 4 fucking years, man?
Listen, I kept a secret relationship secret for like 8 years, so trust me, it's not hard.
Well, there's a pill for that, Doc. Don't worry about it. Listen, they also stated that it's going to be 8 years after episode 3. We knew that already, and they're dwelling on the fact that Obi-Wan is going to be more aligned with the Obi-Wan version of Alec Guinness, and that he's suffering from a lot from PTSD from everything that went down. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. 6 1-hour episodes, Spiro, not 6-hour episodes. And I'm looking forward.
I was like, "What the fuck is this, man?" I'm like, "Is this for real?" What the fuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, what you don't know is behind the scenes we were talking, and Spiro's like, "Yo, is this for real? They're going to do a 6-hour episode?" And we're like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, Obi-Wan series, 6-hour episodes." So we read the article. Someone forgot to put a comma saying 6, 1-hour episodes or 6-hour episodes.
And then, well, first of all, in my defense, I did say, well, you know, it could be a fucking typo, but then I tried to play it off and gave that whole spiel about, well, you know, nowadays in this day of streaming, you know, you don't have to watch, you know, trying to save my fucking stupid ass.
Last week we had you asking us if. Last week we had a little bit of Spiroism where you just decided to ask us whether you thought the jump from Rey from the Force to the Death Star was clever editing. After I asked the same question 2 seconds before, and when I listened back to the episode, I died laughing because it was just perfect comedic timing, even though it wasn't supposedly planned that way. Now this episode, we find out you want to watch a 6-hour episode of Obi-Wan. Maybe you want to watch him in the shower.
I actually would, man, unfortunately. Listen, man. Listen to the listeners. You know. There's a history on this show of head injuries across the board. So,
and that's because our wife hits us over the head with a frying pan.
Yeah.
A lot of CTE in this place.
Oh hell yeah, dude! You ain't kidding. Well, let's talk about a couple things that also came out. And this is a little bit of a spoiler alert. It's not really a spoiler alert, but it is. It's not going to change anything with episode 9. The Forest Planet. No. Was it the Forest Planet? No, the Water Planet that the Death Star wreckage is on. In the trailer, the name of that planet has been dropped. It's not Endor. It's another moon. It's a water-based planet moon. Endor is a gaseous system with 9 moons, they said. So it's 9 moons. It's a gaseous system. So there's a forest moon. There's a water moon. There could be a fucking red light district moon. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
it
could
sounds
be-
like a lot of moons.
Yeah, it could be a fucking black moon. You can have some rappers on there.
Yeah, that's racist.
No, dude, the
Sorry.
black moon of group. Dude. Fucking
Oh.
idiot.
I don't know what they are. Sorry.
Remember them?
Full
They were the
moon,
best.
half moon, blue moon.
Blue moon. There could be a planet full of beer with some oranges in there. Anyhow, on this planet, this water moon in the Endor system, it's called Keef beer. Almost like Kiefer Sullivan he's drinking beer. Keef beer.
I went to high school with that guy.
Did you really?
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Kiefer
Keef beer.
Sullivan?
No,
Oh,
Keith Beer.
about to say you went the coolest vampire of all time. You went to high school with him.
He is one of the coolest vampires of all time.
You eating maggots, Michael? What? Anyhow, do you believe the director who Joe Schumacher directed that film directed Batman and Robin and Batman Forever and gave them Batman nipples? I don't know what the guy was smoking. Anyhow, he also directed Phone Booth, another good movie with Colin Farrell. You ever see that?
Yes.
That was good.
Yep.
Anyhow, regardless of that, little tidbit of information, the new book that we spoke about that takes place directly after Episode 8, Spiro's favorite movie, The Last Jedi.
Love it.
The Resistance Rising, I think it's called. I don't have the book here. It's not out yet. It's coming out next week, I think. What it is, it's the picture of what's his name, Poe on the cover. I sent the article to the group chat. Anyway, hold on one second. Let me try and find it so I can make sure that this is exactly the name of the book. But in that said book, Wedge Antilles appears. So it looks like he's back out of hiding. But who knows if the actor's going to reprise his role in the movie. That's what they're saying is going down. And it's going to happen. But what are your thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, do we have any idea how old he is in this?
Hey, he's a fucking old man. He's an AARP.
He's going to be old.
He has to be around Luke's age, right?
I think he was probably a little older than Luke during the
Yeah.
Battle of
yeah.
Yavin.
Yep, he was.
So,
What's he gonna do?
He'll be 70. Who knows?
Fan service and shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's-
Could be.
It's
He
going to
could
be
be.
fan service.
Would you guys want to see him in an X-wing?
That would be dope. That'll happen. I'm sure he's going to be like the commander of some kind of fleet or some bullshit. They probably gave him like some kind of admiral designation or something, and he's
it'd be
out
cool.
there,
Yeah,
running some shit.
it'd be cool to see him as just like this disgruntled old vet.
I hated Haldo. Fuck that bitch. I'm glad she's dead.
That fucking hoe.
I liked Holdo. Anyway,
She wasn't bad, man. It's just fucking, not going there.
not going where? It's your favorite movie, dude. You got a T-shirt of it.
That's where
good-
we want you to go.
A good character. Unfortunately, her whole point was to just push a fucking SJW narrative, but whatever.
I can't find the goddamn thing right now. I'm very pissed off. I feel very unprofessional. But anyhow, it's I think it's called Resistance Rising. But yeah, so that's that. It takes place exactly after episode 8. It's about a week long after, and they explain why people didn't answer the call in the book and who later on starts to answer the call. So I think it's going to have some kind of play into the movie. So I'm looking forward to that. But I just wanted to bring that out. Also, tickets went on sale. We got our tickets.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to rock and roll and party like it's 1999 because it's going to be an awesome night. The NFL is going to be full effect. Um, but pre-sale for episode 9, um, within the first hour, it sold 45% more than Endgame. And
what does that mean, though? I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, they'll take that stat and they'll blow it up," and they'll be like, "Oh, it's gonna sell. It's gonna outsell Endgame. It was for that hour. That's great. We'll see what happens."
Yeah, but it also means that people are starting to smarten up on how this works, and they just wanted to get their tickets first.
Yeah, and of course.
But it hasn't outperformed Endgame with pre-sales overall.
No, not yet.
And I don't think it's outperformed The Last Jedi, because Spiro was buying those tickets left and right and putting it on StubHub, selling them. But from what I understand, Endgame was the first, Last Jedi was the second for the highest grossing pre-sale. But then Solo also did well. It outsold Rogue One. Oh no, outsold Black Panther with pre-sales. And then we saw the decline in Solo. Not because it was a bad film. I think it's one of the greatest Star Wars films of all time. Ron Howard did a fantastic job. I just think it was just bad timing, bad marketing, and these SJWs boycotting because they didn't like Episode 8, being idiots, affecting the brand. But that's another story for another time. We've touched base on it before.
You know what? But listen, man, whatever the case may be with these fucking numbers, of course, the fucking usual suspects wasted no time in making it a point, to point out to everybody, this doesn't mean shit. This mean, just to spread negativity and to get their fucking clicks. And it's like, all right, dude. All right, I fucking get it. Man, you fucking have a hard on for fucking Star Wars, and you wanna, whatever.
Okay. They have a hard on for burying Star Wars. That's what they have a hard on for.
Right. Yes, they do.
Well, look, man. At the end of the day, I think Doc said it best when we were talking before we started recording. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that in the first hour, people wanted to get their seats, make sure they weren't asked out because it's the final episode. Yep. But I'm going to throw this out to you guys, and you let me know what you think. Do you think this movie will outperform, money-wise, box office-wise, 1, The Force Awakens, 2, The Last Jedi? Do you think it's going to make more money?
Yes.
Yes, I think so.
More to both of them?
Yes.
And why? Because you think people are going to want to see how it all wraps up? Or?
Yeah, I think,
that's the main thing, right?
I guess.
Enough people have been invested in this trilogy right now. And as it's been on TV now, on cable, as the controversies, continue with the Last Jedi, I think, and the fact that, this is supposedly the close of the Skywalker saga, I think it's going to bring all the people who may potentially only saw it once in the theater or maybe didn't see it in the theater back into the fold so they can see how everything wraps up just for the nostalgia effect.
Can I give you guys my prediction?
If
you guys are so inclined to listen and care. 1, I think this movie is going to do great financially. Obviously, it's Star Wars, the last episode, the last piece of the puzzle, allegedly. But I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. I think it's going to bring everybody together. Everyone's going to sing Kumbaya and Yub Nub. It's going to be great. But I think in 10 to 20 years from now, everyone's going to look back at The Last Jedi and they're going to love it. Just like now, everybody loves Empire Strikes Back as being the greatest film of all time from the Star Wars. From my understanding, now I was too young to go see this in the theater, and I've only seen it on VHS. That's cassettes for all you new kids, right? A lot of people were pissed off with Yoda because he was a green Muppet as opposed to being a real guy. Yep. A lot of people don't like the way he talked. A lot of people didn't like the fact that Han was quote unquote killed in carbonite. They thought he died. They didn't realize he was just frozen in it. A lot of people didn't like the fact that Vader was Luke's father at the end and the biggest reveal in movie and twist in movie history. A lot of people were pissed off about it because they thought he was lying. And how can they end the movie like that? But lo and behold, it grew well on everybody, and people end up loving it. whether it's because Lando was in it, whether because Boba Fett was in it, whether it's because Dagobah and Yoda, whatever, whether it's because C-3PO was broken into pieces and carried like a Jansport by Chewbacca, who knows? But my theory is this, and I've been wrong in the past, because I figured when Solo came out to a disappointing weekend, that the drop-off wouldn't be so substantial like all these major blockbusters, that more people would go see it the second and third week because people would be seeing how good of a film it is. That didn't happen. I think more people start coming around when the DVD came out and everyone started talking word of mouth how good it was. It still didn't make the money that they spent on it because for whatever reason, shit happens. But I think 10, 20 years from now, I really think Last Jedi is going to be held back as a classic. Maybe not the greatest in the trilogy of the sequel era, but people are not going to hate it as much as they used to. But I'll tell you who does hate it. Do you guys want to know?
Please enlighten me.
Please tell me, because I fucking love it. Who? What asshole hates that shit?
Deep fake George Lucas. For all you guys out there who don't know what I'm talking about, go to Collider on YouTube or type in deepfake George Lucas. Now, what is a deepfake? Deepfake is when they get some kind of computer programming and they put someone else's faces on the body, or they try to de-age somebody through the computers and that CGI nonsense. So they did something as a parody, and from what I understood, the Collider did this with George Lucas, and there was a comedian by the name of Josh Robert Thompson who imitated George Lucas. But this thing was so spot on.
It was seamless.
Dude, it sounded just like George Lucas. Dude, and if you close your eyes, you would think it's really George Lucas. He did impersonations today on Ruler 2 with Mark Riley and Mark Fernandez. He did Morgan Freeman, dude. Gave me chills. Sounded just like Morgan Freeman. Like ridiculous. Ridiculous. Like, you ever see that comedian who does Jay-Z and LL Cool J on stage and, you know, like a song and DMX and he goes into it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bar by bar, he changes and it sounds just like them. Same thing with this guy and his impersonations. His only impersonation that wasn't so good was the Emperor. It was but everything else, spot on.
But could he do an Iron Sheik?
Oh, shit. That would be the true test.
Well, listen, man, maybe he could, maybe he can't, but, you know, he couldn't do Watto. I know somebody who could do Watto very well.
Oh, shit.
You know
what? I actually thought that they actually took bits and pieces of interviews from George Lucas and pasted it on there.
Yeah, it was that good.
It was that good, man.
They interviewed the dude today, and he said that two things. One, Mark Hamill tweeted him and said that he thought that it was the real George Lucas.
That's crazy.
And he said that is the greatest George Lucas impression he's ever heard. And this guy's a voice actor.
Yep.
So for Mark Hamill, another voice actor, to praise him, and Mark Hamill being one of the greatest voice actors of our time or ever, this guy was in fucking heaven. Second thing,
I bet you that Mark Hamill popped.
Oh, huge! He said it himself.
Yeah. Because you know why, man? I you know, he shares a few of those feelings.
Probably.
I don't know, man. He's done a few interviews where he's alluded to certain of those feelings. But anyways, I'm sorry.
No, I got you. But I mean, it is what it is. But also, they said that George Lucas seen it. They didn't tweet him, but a friend of George knows for a fact he's watched it, relayed the message back to them, said George Lucas loved it and got the stamp of approval from George Lucas himself.
You know what that means?
How crazy is that, dude?
We'll be seeing some more of those.
That's like the Iron Sheik coming out here and telling me, Baba, I love your Shiki baby. Your Shiki baby is the real champion. Be great. You know, my $2 impression. Whatever. It is what it
well, you did do the Sheik for the Sheik one point, and I don't think he was so happy, but
that was on accident. Anyhow, more news came out. Here's the big news of the week. Okay, drum roll. Someone hit the synthesizer button instead of the drum button on the keyboard.
Benny Hoffman and Weiss are out of the Star Wars trilogy.
Fucking thunder! Thunder!
Oh man.
Wouldn't be an episode without him stealing my thunder.
At least once.
And he knew I set him up for that on purpose to steal it. So Malone to Stockton, brother, all night long. I mean Stockton to Malone. Sorry, got it backwards. I'm Greek. So yeah, Benny Hoffman and Weiss, they're out. Their trilogy that was supposed to start at 2022 ain't happening no more. I mean, the trilogy might be happening. Might be Rian Johnson's new trilogy.
No.
Or it might be Kevin Feige producing with a brand new director. Who knows? Maybe Johnny Fabs will step in and do a trilogy. All we know is that they're out.
Yep.
And it was supposedly amicable because they got a shit ton of money from Netflix to produce a certain amount of content over the next 10 years. And they felt that they couldn't give Star Wars the amount of time that's needed to put out a successful product. Now, do I smell the bullshit? It could be. Could it be Kevin Feige came on and said, yeah, I don't want these guys. If I'm going to produce shit and be affiliated with you guys and eventually take over the studios, these guys are out. This is pure speculation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, oddly enough, right before we got on to record, I was flipping through the gram and I saw that they announced a new prequel show to Game of Thrones that's coming out at some point. It's going to be about.
Got canceled.
No, they just announced it.
But they're not writing it.
Well, I don't know who's going to be dealing with it. I'm sure they're going to have some involvement with it because they're the ones who started all this shit. So
I read today that HBO dropped it.
No, I read today that it's coming out.
No, Colonel Sanders, you're wrong. Mama said alligators are hungry because they got all those teeth and they don't got no toothbrushes.
The medulla oblongata. Still one of the greatest attitudes.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Spiro's like, what the hell is going on?
Nah, I fucking love it, man.
But what do you guys think?
Force Order. Man, for fucking life. You know what? I am smelling a little bit of bullshit. I think there's more. I think there's more to it than that. I don't know, man. Kevin Feige's now in, and
Feige.
He might be. I know that, etc. I know, but and maybe he did say, "Listen, man, I want these guys out." I don't know, but then again, how much is enough money to pull somebody away from Star Wars? Because Netflix loves to spend. Let me tell you, for those of you that don't know how Netflix works, Netflix has been billions and billions of dollars in debt, but people still throw money at them to make movies and to make fucking content. I don't know what I'm not a financial expert. I don't know what their plan is, but I guess it's fucking working. Okay. And saying that, they must have thrown a lot of money at these dudes, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're supposed to be producing like 9 movies or some shit. I'm not sure. So, if anybody has enough money to pull somebody away from Star Wars, it's Netflix,
Yeah, well, listen, honestly, I think that we had pigeonholed them into kind of doing, 1 or 2 different things in the Star Wars universe that would make sense for their style. We had said it was either going to be the Old Republic or the Mandalorian stuff. Obviously, Favreau is focusing on the Mandalorian stuff. I'm sure he doesn't want to let anybody else play in his sandbox. The Old Republic stuff, who knows if that'll be canon. So beyond that, maybe in the face of a bounty hunter show that they could have done, what would have really had them fit well into the Star Wars universe? I think that's probably where the list begins and ends.
You know what? Something tells me that this decision was made, or either in the process of being made, when they dipped out of D23.
Could be.
You know,
very well beaten one. But let's look at this from a 10,000-foot perspective. They're not the first on Kathleen Kennedy's watch to be let go, right?
They won't be the last.
They probably won't be the last. But let's see. We had Colin Trevorrow, right? That was the third director for episode 9.
He wrote.
What's the guy who did Jurassic Park? I keep forgetting his name. Trevor? No.
Jeff Goldblum.
You're an idiot. The original director for episode 9 was let go. Right? Rogue One. There were some issues. They brought in Tony Gilroy to clean it up. Lord and Miller got fired from Solo. They brought in Ron Howard to reshoot 80% of the movie and did a fantastic job doing it, in my opinion. Originally, there were some problems on episode 7 that wasn't really brought to light until after the fact with JJ. So there's some kind of pattern there where people are not syncing for whatever reason with the powers that be at Lucasfilm. But who knows? But most importantly, who cares? You're meaning that we can sit here like washwomen and complain about it, try to analyze it, and try to say, you know what? Kathleen Kennedy's ruining Star Wars and my childhood, or Kathleen Kennedy's doing a fantastic job. Doesn't matter. What should matter is the actual end product, the movies, the TV shows, the comics, the books, stuff that helps you love this brand even more. Not the sausage maker that made it, not the type of machine that made the sausage, but the actual sausage that you're coming out and you're putting in your mouth like Doc in his college years. That's what you care about. And that's what people should be focusing on. They should be focusing on episode 9. They should be focusing on or speculating what the next trilogy will be. Not what's going on behind the scenes. That's in my opinion, one of the things that kind of killed wrestling. When you started finding out who the writers are and who the bookers are, and it's a big deal that writer A and writer B went from WWF to WCW, and that's your main storyline as opposed to the actual talent on air, or former man in charge from WCW is now an on-air talent at WWF, or former ECW, owner or booker is now writing for a certain brand or is running developmental. Who cares? Fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter. Back in the day when we watched wrestling as kids, we didn't care who was coming up with the book. We didn't care who had the pencil. We didn't care about what shoe size our wrestler wore. We just cared about whether we loved the guy or hated the guy. Who was more over is all that mattered with us. And speaking about who's more over, I am the fucking king of segues.
The booking monster.
Give me bookings. Who's more over this week is a segment that we do every week on this podcast. We compare two aspects of the Star Wars lore, and we ask you guys, but most importantly, we ask ourselves, who is more over? And what does over mean? It means who's more popular. Who do we like better? It's a wrestling terminology. So when you're over as a good guy in wrestling or a baby face, people will pay a lot of money to come see you kick the baddie's butt. If you're over as a heel, which is the villain in wrestling, people will pay a lot of money to come see you get your butt kicked. So in this week's Who's More Over, let them know who's on or in the ring.
So we decided this week to choose two interesting competitors, similar yet different. In one corner, we have that's no fucking moon, that's the Death Star. And in the other corner, we have the Star Killer base from the new trilogy. So we're pitting super weapon versus super weapon. Spiro, you want to go
Yes,
first?
sir. Sure. Listen, guys. I think this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I'm gonna just start off with my choice, the fucking Death Star. Okay, the Star Killer base. You know, I don't think fans really gave it a chance. I don't think a lot of them wanted to. To them, it's like a Death Star light. To them, it's just a copy, an imitation. There's no chance in hell that the Star Killer base would be even allowed to fucking compete. I mean, there's not much I can say really. So fucking Death Star. I mean, the original super weapon of super weapons.
Yeah, so I'll go next. Sorry, you want to go, Pop?
Sure.
What the fuck was that?
Absolutely. Sure.
How's his Jar Jar voice?
Lisa, go next. I'm gonna pick the Death Star too. Often duplicated, but the original is obviously the greatest. Even though Star Killer Base is not a space station, it's an actual planet, a big, huge base they built within a planet. So technically, it's not the same thing. Visually, it looks the same. It looks like a bootleg version of the Death Star.
It's the Battlestar Galactica version of the Death Star.
It's like the Mexican wrestling figures that you'd buy at Genevieve's for $1 version of your wrestling figure.
Genevieve doesn't exist anymore, I don't believe so.
No, it doesn't.
Remember them?
I'm aging myself here, but regardless, the only cool thing about the Star Killer base that I say
is that it looks like the Death Star.
No.
Sorry.
Is that it destroyed 5 planets at once, a whole system, as opposed to just destroying one planet at a time and waiting to recharge. So the grand scope, their trajectory was a lot greater, so you could take out more planets. It's more efficient in a less amount of time. But let's face it, Death Star overstrong because it was the original.
I agree. It's hard to beat the Death Star. Because this base is fully operational. It was such a classic thing. The Falcon pulls out of hyperspace where Alderon's supposed to be. There's a bunch of rocks, and they see this moon. And the famous line, "That's no moon. That's a space station."
Do you guys want to know why Princess Leia joined Tinder?
Joined Tinder?
Tinder.
Because she was meeting Alderaan men?
He does it again.
Did I guess that right there?
No, you kind of Star Killer based it. No, you Star Killer based it because I was gonna say she was looking for love in all the wrong places, but it's okay. Never mind. Carry on.
It works.
Nothing.
Anyway.
This is not the dad jokes you're looking for.
Yes,
Nothing to see here. Carry on.
No shit. Death Star, man. I mean, it's so iconic. Like, they try to copy it with the Star Killer base. They kind of failed miserably. It looks like a half-peeled tangerine. The rotting tangerine. Even the second Death Star is classic looking when it's all in pieces and they're building it and they're putting it together. Do you guys remember the old Star Wars game from Atari where you had to stop the pieces from coming into the Death Star by shooting them in the X-Wing?
Yeah.
Classic game. The Death Star, it's magnificent. It's beautiful. It was powerful. I think, yes, the cyclical nature of Star Wars. Did we need to see a Star Killer base? Probably not. They should have went. I think that's one of the hiccups in the new trilogy is they probably should have went with something a little bit different. What? I don't know, but it's a kind of a cheap imitation. You guys ever see that video? I can't remember who did it, but it was the stormtroopers talking about the friends they lost in the Death Star, and
At the bar?
Yes, the
saying it's
bar.
an inside job.
It's an
Yeah.
inside job. Yeah,
But
yeah.
technically, Rogue One reverse engineer it to prove it was an inside
Yes.
job.
Which
So
is
once again,
hilarious.
conspiracy theories hold some truth.
Was pretty funny. That if you haven't seen that video, stick it in the Google machine and take a look. It was good. Anyway, so for the three of us, Death Star's over strong. You may not believe this. I'm going to give you some of the comments over here. John Enright, Death Star, moreover, can't beat an OG. Star Killer's a cheap knockoff. Okay, maybe not cheap, just derivative. Besides, that's no moon. Ya Allah. Adam Dehayanes, sorry, they just thought, hey, how do you copy and paste and make it bigger and better? Well, The Force Awakens is a remake anyway.
How dare you? No, it's not.
Death Star over strong. And if we go to the polls, with the votes this week, in the largest landslide we've ever seen, and who's moreover, Starkiller Base gets a big fat goose egg.
Damn.
0.0
Dude.
to 100 for the Death Star.
Yo, that's sad because when we had Jar Jar versus the fucking Ewoks, man, people actually voted for him.
Yeah,
So,
no, he got some votes.
so
He got
that's
more votes
sad,
than Starkiller
bro.
Base. Yeah, that's pretty
That's
brutal.
That's bad.
Actually,
They got raked over the coals.
When you guys want to chime in on our Who's More Over post or posts that we throw on social media, you can just answer it, on Facebook when we individually post it, or go to our official New Force Order page on Facebook, New Force Order on Instagram, at NFO_podcast on Twitter. We did get a Twitter response from an individual. I can't freaking find it now. What the hell's going on with this freaking phone tonight and all these issues? I can't find anything. But he picked the Death Star and he was rocking a cool.
Yeah, there it goes.
We'll go ahead, read the guy. Give the guy some props.
It's up there.
Up where? Over where?
Up where?
Oh, here we go. Vader on Twitter. Here we go. The guy's name is Vader Rapina, and he says the Death Star is always my favorite, and he came out with a cool, biker-looking jacket, looking like the SOA, Sons of Anarchy, and it says Trooper Squad Death Star, and it has the Empire logo right in the middle. So shout out to him. But, or you can email us at our email address, which is newforceorder@yahoo.com. Now, don't just sit back and say, well, I don't know. I can't make up my decision about who's more over, so I'm not going to email them. No. Send us emails regarding that segment. Anything else you want us to talk about regarding Star Wars, comics, books, action figures, toys, which we will dive into the Tatooine in a little bit. But also, if you guys don't like us, tell us why you don't like the show. Maybe we curse too much. Maybe we're too real. Or maybe you love us because maybe we curse too much. And maybe we're too real. You know what I'm saying? Or if you guys say, hey, guys, I want you guys to touch base on this subject. Let me know what you guys think. Just send us an email. We want to interact with the fans because we said this show is for us. And not for us, for you. By us. The fans for the fans. And we're looking to get Star Wars more over, not go over on Star Wars. So, Doc, since we don't really have much more to say for that segment, I think it's time we move into the next segment, which is
Toin.
Toin.
Toin. Isa lagatai toin.
Tatooine.
Come on, Doc, a little salt and pepper action.
So
Pepper
before we review something, let's talk about two things. One thing, article from Fox News came out recently about rare Holy Grail Star Wars toy could be worth $500,000.
Oh, wait, I know about it. And you have it right behind you, the General Holdo figure.
Yes, she's that's the one without the panties painted on.
Get the fuck out, man.
So, considered to be the Holy Grail and extremely rare Star Wars toys from 1970s could be worth as much as $500,000 when it goes up for auction next month. What are we talking about? Clearly the most expensive, most desirable Holy Grail of Star Wars toys, the J-slot rocket-firing Boba Fett prototype. there was about 80 to 100 of them made for testing, but only 24 of them are potentially believed to have been survived. So there's not a lot of them in the world.
I thought it was only 3 around.
Well, supposedly this is what they've had on the when they speak to some experts about how many they think potentially could have survived. Listen, there could be one sitting in somebody's basement. Who knows? Someone could have brought a production sample home, given it to their nephew. Shit like that's happened in the past before. Some of them could have been destroyed after that. So, but they think 24 made it out of the factory. How they have the number, I have no idea. So it's going up for auction on Hackey's auction November 7th, which is going to be next week. So once that pops, I'm sure we'll hear about it and we'll report about it.
What's the starting bid, did they
and
say?
see what it'll land at. They didn't say what the starting bid's going to be, but they could probably start it, at $1 American and see what happens, because it's gonna take off pretty quickly. They're also doing a bunch of other things too, some Darth Vader figures, some Obi-Wan figures, potentially worth between $75,000 and $100,000. So interesting stuff coming out for the collectible
Okay,
world.
so this is what we got to do. And no offense to your family, but since they're known criminals on the FBI watch list, I know they might have some connections to some other people who can help you break into this place Mission Impossible style before the auction and take all that stuff for you and swap out. Because I know you'd like to do that toy exchange where you cut open the plastic, slip in the old figure, and re-glue it and get you $20 back.
I don't do that. I just report on it. That's all.
Sure. It wasn't me. That's what a criminal would say.
Listen, man.
I am Puerto Rican.
Listen,
Watch your hubcaps.
Here's something that we can actually learn from our president. Yo, all I know is in this galaxy of jaded motherfuckers, zeros, herbs, so on and so on, we got the doctor, we got the Greek god, and we got the butcher. We got the NFO, New Force Order, for life.
That was a horrible analogy. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, What time is it?
It's midnight.
Only midnight. Anyway, another funny thing popped up. They just released the pre-orders for the new Black Series, and one of the Knights of Ren is part of that Black Series. And mistakenly, Amazon has labeled the Black Series figure as a #1 bestseller in cheese graters. And it's because the mask that the
look at that shit
Knights of Ren has resembles a cheese grater. So I think Amazon mistakenly, like whatever AI they use, labeled it as #1.
I like that
seller
mask. That's my favorite mask out of all of those guys besides Kylo's.
in cheese graters. So I thought that was that popped me today when I was when I was thumbing through the social media.
Doc loves cheese. His favorite cheese is from under cheese.
From under cheese, from under your asshole. Anyway, so this week in Tatooine, boys, I was kind of torn about what I was going to do. I was like, oh, maybe I'll do this. And then all of a sudden I looked
Wait a minute, you collect toys?
Yes. I looked in my hallway.
Did you know that?
I couldn't tell, man.
And what was waiting for me in my hallway?
Your kid.
Oh, no, he wasn't there. I haven't even opened it yet.
Is that a sideshow?
Hot toy?
It's a hot toy. Does anybody want to guess what's inside here? I'll give you a clue. It says SW8.
Star Wars 8.
LS.
It's
Luke Skywalker.
CR.
CR. What's CR mean?
So let's think about what Luke was doing in Episode 8.
Episode 8.
What was SW8? So Star Wars 8.
He was
LS,
crying.
Luke Skywalker.
Battle of Crate.
So initially when Hot Toys solicited the Luke from the end of Episode 7, I wasn't so thrilled with it. It looked cool, but it didn't come with a lot of great stuff. But the Luke that really got me in the new trilogy is the Luke from Crate. And here he is in all his splendor. I literally ordered it the day they put up the pre-order up, which was, I think, in January of 2019 when they put it up. So shortly after the movie had released. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to get this one because this is going to be the definitive Luke for me when it comes to the new trilogy. Because they had the Hermit Luke, they had the I'm in the Robes Luke. I didn't even get the Hermit Luke. I got to go backtrack and get that one. But the Crate one was the one I wanted to see. And here he is.
Oh shoot, it looks good.
That's a
Ooh,
beautiful box.
yeah, they always have
That's
beautiful
what
boxes.
she said.
They're yeah, exactly. That's what I said. They're made. That's the back of the box over there. Luke's got his his little side part over there. Rocking his old school saber, which should have been the first tip off. Did you guys know that he was a hologram when he showed up?
No.
I didn't know it either. But you know what? You know the part of the battle where the guy
The foot.
the foot walks out and he's like touches like, oh, salt, and you see it all turn into red. If you watch really closely, when he walks out, he does not turn the ground to red. That was the tip off. The fact that he had the blue lightsaber was the tip off as well. And I'm pissed at myself that I didn't actually see it.
Well, listen, man. Let's know two things. One, that's one beat in the movie I didn't like. He should have had the green lightsaber, in my opinion.
Agreed.
It made no sense for him the blue lightsaber because the blue lightsaber was destroyed. Now you could say, well, Luke didn't know that because he wasn't in the throne room, so it was a hologram projection. He's just going off of whatever. But everyone wanted to see him spark the green, and I'm not saying he's smoking a blunt, but as well, the whole scenario with Luke. I just lost my train of thought. Hold on.
Lightsaber, him walking out, hologram,
Sparking the green.
sparking the green.
I forgot. Never mind. Keep
CTE.
going. Carry on.
CTE. So anyway, open the box. It's got this little flip box inside there that shows him, in various poses. This is the figure. It looks beautiful. We'll find out. I'm gonna slide that bad boy out. That's what she said. And there he goes in his plastic glory. We're gonna open him up. So right away we can see that he comes with a base, which is gonna be dope. And it's actually, guess what?
It's not Bass.
No, it's not Bass. It's not. No, it's not. It's not. It's not BS either. So the base he comes with is the crate base, which has the footsteps on it that are actually.
Oh, and now I remember what I was going to say.
Would you like to say it?
Sure, I can wait till you're done. Whatever you want.
So the base, it's got the the slip sliding crate with the salt and the red on it.
Sweet.
Looks pretty awesome, but that was a nice inclusion on there.
Kind of looks like a chocolate with like some peppermint on top.
Yeah. So the Grand Jedi Master comes in his robes. I come in my robes too. I don't want to get up to go to the bathroom.
I was just about to say a joke, and he fucking just.
Listen, if I'm setting myself up, I'm going to set myself up. Clearly. Wow, the hands for Hot Toys have really gotten good. They put a lot of detail on these. So it comes in multiple different hands, like all Hot Toys do. He's got the robe. He's got the underneath tunic, which is similar to his
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi robes. Indeed, yeah, a little bit different. It's a little more refined for a more civilized age. He actually has a hood too. You can pull up his hood, which actually has a wired cuff inside of it, so you could actually peel it down to make it look like, I'm in the rain. I'm the Unabomber Luke Skywalker. You can give him like a KKK kind of like a hood up on the top over there and make it a little. So you can do it.
That's awesome.
With the hood over there. His jacket's pinned down, so I'm not going to open that up. He's got the boots. His eyes look beautiful. They really do a fantastic job of the eyes.
Look into those eyes.
They're pretty amazing.
Fucking vampire Luke here.
Yeah, I know they're pretty awesome. I mean, they put that kind of shiny gloss paint over the eyes, so it really gives that depth to it, and you can see the white kind of bouncing off it. He's got the mechanical hand, the glove.
Which shouldn't have disappeared with them.
Yeah, I know. But it's there. He comes with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 extra hands. He's got the. I'm blowing you away with my fingers hands. He's got the I'm going to point to you hand over there. I don't know why he's pointing. He's got the Bullet Club hand. He's got the saber hold hand. He's got kind of the open hand to push stuff away. It comes with lightsaber, and it actually is the original Luke Skywalker lightsaber. So, it was hard to tell in the movie. It was blue, we knew that, but in the top of the hilt looked like it was, but it actually is the original lightsaber.
It must light up because it looks clear.
So this one, that one doesn't light up specifically. That one's just kind of the show one, but he comes with a second arm, that attaches to the elbow of the figure that has the housing for the light, much like the Vader does, much like the other Lukes do. This one you can't take the saber out. It's strictly for the purposes of it lighting up. The battery needs to go inside there, and then you can light that one up, and it'll ignite the blade on there. It comes with a second blade as well, which is the swoosh blade, which has the effect where you can kind of have him swinging the lightsaber and going from there. Listen, if you like action poses, it's great. I'm not a big fan of it.
Makes for a good fly swatter.
Yeah, for the action.
It looks like a Japanese fan.
Whatever. He's got 2 more gloved hands that come with him as well. He's got one with the open hand. I don't know what he's doing. It's like I'm grabbing the titty hand over there. I don't know what that one is over there. And then he's got the kind of wrist cocked back lightsaber hand, where he's holding the blade a little kind of pointed out. Comes with some batteries, so you could ignite that saber, and it also comes with a little ditty that I didn't know it came with, which I think is a nice little touch that they added on there for the nostalgia purposes. If I can get it out, and Papa Don's gonna pop for this one. Super delicate and tiny.
The dice.
Oh, the dice.
It comes with the dice that he handed Leia.
That's awesome.
That I'm hoping disappeared when he disappeared, right?
Yeah, no, those dice did actually disappear.
Thank God. Let's keep something consistent. I don't think there's anything else in here with this Luke. Nope. He's got a little bit of instructions. Otherwise, that's the Luke crate. I think I paid $230 or something for him. Well worth it. I'm trying to get all the Luke Jedis. All the incarnations of Luke from the movies. He's one of my favorites, and he's one of the ones they make the most of. So this was one of the ones I was looking to get for a while since they announced it. And I'm happy to have him in my collection. He even has a little hook to hilt the lightsaber on, which is dope as well. And that's about it. I mean, it's an awesome figure. I highly recommend it. I didn't even open it yet. I thought it was a keeper for the collection.
Very cool, Doc. Very cool. What I was going to say before is that episode 8 scene on Crate was a complete ripoff. I mean, I said it before. Snake Plissken in Escape from L.A. or an Escape from New York, one of those two movies. Frame by frame, shot by shot, they have a comparison how Rian Johnson stole that or paid homage, if you will, to that scene. So,
can we call it an homage if he stole it? I don't know.
And then I just wanted to steal his thunder because I purchased this, which is a Luke crate bust from Big Bad Toy Store.
Nice. One of my favorite websites. The beard on the bust looks a little thicker than the beard on the Hot Toys.
Yeah, but it still looks dope, man. It looks fucking dope. I bought it.
Which is more accurate? I don't know. Was his beard a little thicker or was it a little thinner? I don't
know. Depends on what day of the shoot was in, how much Just for Men he put in there. Who knows?
But, you did not make fun of Mark Hamill. That's Tatooine this week, boys. I'm pretty excited. I actually may display this one. It'll be one of my first Hot Toys that I actually display outside the box.
Very cool, Doc. Again, you amaze us with your wonderful toys. You are a scholar and a gentleman, but most importantly, you're a thunder-stealing toy collector, but you're our thunder-stealing toy collector, so that all that matters. You know what I'm saying?
Often duplicated, never replicated.
There we go. But let's see what else we got on the plate for these scruffy nerf herders. We touched base on the Mandalorian trailer. Oh, here's a little speculation for you guys. I don't know if I told you guys this last episode. Remember that scene in the episode 9 trailer where we see Rey looking up at the mechanical chair and it looks like the hood of Sidious?
Yeah.
Yep. What if that's not Sidious?
What do you think it is?
What if it's Darkseid Rey?
Ah.
And what if Sidious and all the Sidious roles and parts and shit like that is just a cyborg for Operation Cinder? And it's just been sitting there waiting for someone to come along and find it. And once someone finds it, it activates itself to say what it has to say. but it's been sitting in isolation, suspended in animation, along with the fleet for all these years.
It's possible. I think that
Which-
would be the cheap way out. But as far as Star Wars has been under the Disney banner, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they would actually do something like that. Give us that little tease where we think it's one thing and then actually flip it and give us something else.
So you actually think he's coming back to life?
Well, listen, they had the new voice thing for them, about him. Oh, you're finally coming together, and that's that seems like he would have to have the foresight.
But do you think he's talking to Rey and Kylo, or it could be a recording talking about Dark Side Rey and Light Side Rey coming together?
Yeah, that's interesting. But that seems like it would kind of not be going in the direction where they have been lining it up for the last 4 or 5 years. So I don't think so.
She write down the Meatloaf stun?
She did.
The Meatloaf! Mom!
Fantastic movie.
I don't know what she does back there. I swear, I just don't know.
Yo, so let's say it is the clone, the dark side Rey. Does this take place after Kylo dies, maybe?
Could be.
That she goes there after he's dead. It's possible.
But what if the Dark Side Rey is the real Rey?
Right.
Who knows? I mean, just speculation, shit that popped into my head and made me go, Because, I've said this and you guys agree with me. All these leaks that are coming out online, I think they're all misdirections intentionally put out by Lucasfilm, throw people off the tracks. I think the trailer last week was a big giant misdirect. And I think a lot that we saw was either CGI'd or not CGI'd in, or just a big giant misdirect out of context. You know what I mean?
Listen, if that's the case, fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not.
I hope more people take that tact when it comes to releasing movies and do that, because you're generating buzz. You're making them think one thing, and then guess what? You give them something totally different. Which, if it's better than the story you initially had potentially thought was going to happen, then that's a good thing. As we saw our homeboys, we're all shitting on the fact that, we know this is exactly how we know this is going to plan out. We heard this from the leaks. This is going to suck. We know exactly what's going to happen now based on this. If they're trolling everybody, I would fucking love it.
I would pop huge if that dagger is not even in the movie.
That'd be great.
And they CGI'd it in our hand in that scene.
That would be
so everybody could be talking about that leak. No, it'd be great. Just like they CGI'd the whole.
What if this? Okay, so what about this? I feel that if Palpatine is in this movie, it would have been awesome to have shown his face at the end of the trailer. What if his voice is in Dark Side Rey's head, the whole film?
It could be, because in the novelization of Episode 7, she had a voice in her head when she was fighting Kylo on Starkiller Base that kept saying, "Kill him, kill him." Very similar to "Do it, do it, do it." But who knows? I never understand why in the novelization there's more to the film that they don't put on the film.
Yeah.
If we would have heard this guy's voice in Episode 7, you'd make, what I'm saying, in Rey's head. I think that would have added another layer to the film.
But then they're showing their hand if they want to, hold them back to Episode 9. So
they also have to explain how he's been in the shadows for 7 and 8.
Yeah, of course.
His name was only mentioned in 8. There was no inclination of him in Episode 7 that I remember. Palpatine.
I don't think so.
Unless him and Snoke are one and the same. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I have no idea. You can't say that Snoke was a hologram like Luke, because when he got chopped in half, he physically got cut in half, and he didn't disappear. So who knows? But again, this just adds to the lore and the fun of Star Wars, speculating responsibly. I just wanted to share that with you guys, because number one, it takes too long to type in the messenger when we talk, and number two, like I said, it came into my head today, and I went, that'd be interesting if they totally swerved everybody, because one, then they don't need to bring back Anakin or Luke to fulfill the prophecy, because the prophecy's already done, right?
Yep.
Now,
Oh man.
They have to. If they bring back Palpatine, they have to bring back either Luke or Anakin to come take him out once and for all and fulfill the prophecy.
They
If
do.
they-
Agree.
If they don't, that's ultimate fan service. If they don't, then the fans are totally upset that one side of the coin is there and the other one isn't.
Well, it's balanced. When we've talked about this forever, the Freddie Prinze Jr. rant was all about it. So,
From my opinion, he was 100% correct.
agreed.
I'm with him.
A lot
Yeah.
of people out there saying that he acted immaturely or whatever, but to that, all I can tell you is, shut up your face.
Eat a fucking dick. You know what, man? Nobody can say shit about how he reacted or how he came off when you got all these fucking shit stains with fucking channels talking their own shit, spewing hate, negativity. Fuck them, If your feelings got hurt, fuck you, That's
Tell us
it.
how you really feel.
Well, I don't
Okay,
know, man.
ladies.
Yo, do you? But real quick, man. I'm actually starting to believe that we're not going to see Anakin, that we're not going to see Luke unless it's in a flashback or in Force Ghost form, and I'm starting to think Palpatine might not even be in this film.
Could very
But-
well be.
If I'm wrong, I'm fucking wrong. I don't care. I just
Let me
can't
ask
wait to
you
see
this.
this movie.
When Ray did that jump from the forest to the Death Star, do you think that was editing?
You know what? And I'm going to answer that with my own question. When Ray did that jump,
You're right there, Doc.
I'm good. That was good. I saw where it was going.
Oh man.
Ray Charles saw where we're fucking going, dude. Georgia. Anyhow. All right, well, boys, let them know they can find you.
You can find me Instagram Dr_Destroyo DESTRROYO. You can follow my other account, Swap the Fig, where I highlight and show some funny ass shit where people take action figures, flip them out, put other things inside there. We do about 3 a day, unless I get really crazy when I want to go through some more. Find me on Facebook, Alex Arroyo, Twitter, Alex Arroyo MD.
So basically, you're saying that you're pulling a Henry Hill and dropping dime on all the other toy collectors so you can get your shit over. Like you went Henry Hill on this podcast with a certain other person.
Am I funny to you? Do I look like a clown?
It's
Do I
okay.
make you laugh?
Okay, Henry. It's okay.
And you can find me on Instagram, Spiro_A. I'm about to wrap up my 31 Days of Horror. Thank you to all who have been supporting. Also,
It's been fantastic.
yeah, I was a little bit better last year. This year, I've been a bit busy, so. But for Star Wars specific, Darth_Spiridon, also on Instagram, on Twitter, Handsome Reaper, my Gmail, handsomereaper@gmail.com.
You can find me right here next to these two knuckleheads, having a good time every week. But real quick before I sign off, this just popped in my head. There was a rumor going around that they're going to do a Kylo Ren prequel, whether it's going to be a TV show or on Disney Plus or a series of movies. And Adam Driver is down to be part of it. They said that someone said they might cast the kid Wolfgang from Stranger Things as a young
Well, that's
Kylo Ren.
perfect.
Isn't that perfect, dude?
Make it a series, yes.
And they can cast Howard Stern as an older Kylo Ren.
Fart man. Anyway, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can find me at Greek God Papadon on Twitter, Greek God Papadon on Instagram, Demetrius Papadon on Facebook. My Pro Wrestling Tee stores where you can buy Papadon wrestling T-shirts is Pro Wrestling Tees / Greek God Papadon. My YouTube page where all my matches and promos are is Greek God Papadon. You can find the three of us on Twitter at NFO_podcast. On Facebook, the page is Official New Force Order. The Instagram is New Force Order. Our YouTube page, New Force Order. See the pattern forming there, folks? Do us a favor. Go on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit like, comment down below every video. Let us know if you like what we're doing, if you hate what we're doing. More importantly, let's just converse together about Star Wars. Send us an email at New Force Order. Send us an email and the email address is newforceorder@yahoo.com. We have a limited supply of New Force Order t-shirts left. We want to get rid of them. Then they're gone for good. So send us your sizes, your address, and I will get back to you with the price, which will include shipping, and we will do business, and you'll be rocking out in a cool-ass NFO t-shirt, limited supply, first edition run.
Double-sided,
like a movie poster, but you'll be the coolest kid sitting at the lunch table, drinking your blue milk, and all the ladies will want you because you're the
double-sided,
Twilight.
like your mom's dildo. Sorry.
Well, this is where the show goes off the rails. Thanks to courtesy of Doc. His wife passes him a note, and all of a sudden he's talking about double-sided dildos. I don't know what's going on over there, but God bless you, Doc. Anyhow, this has been another exciting, action-packed, fully stacked edition, an honest edition of the New Force Order.
For life.
And that's just too sweet.
Remember, folks, we, the NFO, does not get over on Star Wars. We get Star Wars more over. Henceforth, execute Order NF.